My girlfriend is involved in a prank war with her guy friend that's lasted weeks, but now I think she is cheating because the pranks are getting out of pocket. My girlfriend of 2 years has had this male friend for a while. His name is Declan and I'm not his biggest fan, but I didn't want to impede on the friendship. So she told me last week that Declan pranked her by calling her up and pretending to be Jack Nicholson with one of those soundboards, so she wants to get him back. So as a joke, the next time we were over at his place she used his landline to call a SEGS hotline that charged by the minute and then just left the phone there. Declan gets charged like $200 for it. So Declan strikes back at her again. He comes over to her place for a party she was throwing, then hides this creepy headless doll in her closet. She finds it, freaks out, but then starts laughing. Now she wants to prank Declan even harder, so she knows he's scared of clowns and she literally makes this giant papier-mâché clown statue that's hollow on the inside. She wants to put it in his house with the help of his roommate, then hide in it all night and then pop out of it as soon as he notices it. I tell her this seems a little extreme but she does it anyway. Fast forward to that night. I got a call from my girlfriend because Declan apparently punched her in the face as soon as he saw her pop out of the clown thing, totally as a knee-jerk reaction because he didn't know it was her. Her nose wound up getting broken and she had to go to the hospital. Now she's fine, although she is still wearing a splint, but she wants to continue pranking Declan. At this point should I put my foot down? She is actually getting injured and it makes me wonder if she just likes being around him so much that she is using the pranks as an excuse. Update 1. I talked to my girlfriend about Declan and I told her that the pranks are getting dangerous, and she is unreasonably close to a guy she's only known for such a short amount of time. She literally refers to him as her brother and her BFF, but it's literally been 5 months since they've met. I thought she would react in a mature way, but instead she said, "This is why I'm always pranking Declan." At least Declan has a good sense of humor. I wouldn't even need to hang out with Declan if you weren't so uptight. So at least now I have confirmation that she hangs out with Declan specifically because she thinks I'm not good enough. We wind up having a screaming match, and the door rings so she goes to get it. It's this guy in a giant gorilla costume, who barges in and starts humping all our furniture. Immediately I assumed it's Declan, so I punched him in the face. He takes off the mask, but it's Declan's roommate Chad. Apparently Declan paid Chad $100 to scare us in the gorilla suit as a diversion, because he was right behind Chad. While Chad was humping our furniture, Declan snuck into our bedroom and put him underneath the mattress cover. So I tell both of these dudes to get the fudge out and stop pranking us. I thought I was finally standing up to Declan when finally my girlfriend told me that the prank was hilarious and she's going to give me time to cool off. She leaves with Chad and Declan, and keep in mind Chad's nose is still bleeding and he's wearing the gorilla suit. I haven't heard from her yet today, but I saw her post a picture of a bagel on Instagram this morning so I know she's awake. I still don't know where she slept last night or what happened with Declan. I want to break up because I'm so angry, but weirdly enough I still really love her and I don't want to waste 2 years. Update 2. I broke up with my girlfriend. I told her pretty much exactly what was suggested. I even told her that I thought her behavior with Declan was already an emotional affair if not a physical one. Not surprisingly, she flipped out at me and told me I was being emotionally abusive and controlling. She told me that every ex-boyfriend she's had has been emotionally abusive and I fall right into that category. Because she's only kind of living with me and technically not on the lease, it was pretty easy to kick her out. I wasn't sure if she was going to return to her old roommate, who has most of her stuff, or if she'd start living with Declan and Chad. When I asked her if she was going to move in with Declan, she told me it was no longer my business. Anyway, that night I tried to relax. I was pretty upset but pretty sure of my decision to dump her, and I felt like I could start new and meet someone else. Then I got a bunch of random calls on my phone from a restricted number, but when I picked up nobody was there. So I turned my phone on silent, figuring this was one of her immature schemes, and in the morning I had 60 missed calls from restricted numbers. In the morning I actually got a text from Declan asking if he could come over to pick up my girlfriend's stuff. So yeah, she moved in with him. I tried to be civil because I really just wanted to get her stuff out of my apartment, but I also wanted closure, so when he got here I just told him that his relationship with her directly influenced the breakup, and that I know they're together now. Declan looks at me surprised and tells me that he doesn't think my girlfriend is into him, and that he definitely isn't into her. I told him to cut the crap, that it doesn't matter anymore. He seemed to be getting anxious and panicky, so I told him to calm down. I wasn't going to hurt him and I just wanted to know the deal. Then he tells me that he knows he directly contributed to our breakup, but not in the way I think, and apparently it was Chad and not Declan who wanted to smash her. Chad was too shy and asked Declan to befriend my girlfriend and act as a wingman. Declan has tons of female friends, so Chad thought he would effectively gain her trust. Declan insisted the reason he kept pranking her and being goofy was because he was hoping it would paint their relationship as clearly non-romantic. Apparently Chad paid him back for all the times he had to lose money in a prank, and Chad was actually the one paying for my girlfriend's broken nose. I told him, well, that was a stupid plan because my girlfriend moved in with you specifically to be with you, so that sucks for all 3 of you. Declan got extremely upset and seemed to be practically shaking at the idea that my girlfriend had feelings for him. So now my ex is living with the guy she has a crush on, who has no feelings for her, and a guy who has a crush on her but was too creepy and weird to say it. I hope they all have fun together. I'm sure she will contact me again once it dawns on her that the wrong guy is interested.